prototype MK1 Tribute knife, which quite a few of you want one, which is good. I've done a bit of work with it so far. I made a few feather sticks. I've already lit the fire. This I've just been playing around making this little feather stick, just using the tip to see if I can do some very thin curls, and yes I can. So as far as making feather sticks, grand. It's great. Well, it's knife testing time. First off, a little bit of battening. Cut some dead hazel up with a silky saw, and now I'm going to do a bit of processing. Well, that works just fine, but then I knew it would anyway. Hazel isn't the best stuff for making feather sticks with, and as you can see that's not up to my usual standard, but it lit, and that's the main thing. Sometimes it ain't pretty, but it works, and that's the main thing. Well, as you can see, I've gone with a neck sheath. This is a prototype. When I make my first run of them, they won't have that handle. That handle, I had the material there because I'd made a handle up for somebody else and it was a bit too short and it just about fitted on here. Now with the run I'm going to make, the handle is going to be slightly bigger. So it's going to come to about there and then curve down. So it will be closer to the plunge cut because I like my blade starting as close, my grind starting as close to the handle as possible. Some people don't like that, they think it's dangerous. I don't, not if you're an experienced user anyway. Well, this particular one is 01, 1/8 thick, and I've decided, I was thinking of going with 52-100 like my regular bush tools, but I decided I'm going to go with 01 because I like the 8th thickness. It's slightly lighter than my usual bush tools because that's 3.4mm thick. So it's a little bit thinner and I like the weight on it. I'm going to stick with the 3 tubes because it's plenty strong enough. It don't need loveless bolts in there, but I am going to hammer hell out of this in a minute anyway, just to make sure. Yeah, so the sheath, this particular one, because the handle had orange in it, I decided to make an orange back and a black front. So if it goes on the floor, you can see it, but this is just the prototype. I got a really nice click on this and I'm pleased with it. And one thing I am thinking of doing as well, the knife itself is going to come with a flat sheath exactly the same as this. What colours I don't know yet. I'm going to see how much kydex I got and what's available, but what I am thinking of doing is an added extra, probably charge a little bit extra for this, I'm going to put a leather cover on the front, bolt on, with a fire steel loop on the front. So you'll have the look of leather, but the practicality of that Kydex click. And I'm also thinking of doing the option for belt carry. But these things are in my head going around at the moment. We will see. But basically, that's going to be the shape of the knife, and that's going to be the shape of the sheath. Right, now let's beat the shit out of it.
Do you film? Or where? Not far off now. I'm not sure if it's later this month. I might even do next week. So where they're going to fucking show it, I don't know.
You can actually start them back to cinema.
By the end of the month, is it?
Yeah, kind of. This is nasty stuff. Well, no damage to the micarta. Nothing's come apart. No chips in the blade. Now if anybody's watching this thinking to themselves, why the hell would you batten a small knife like that through a round of oak? It's 'cause I'm testing it. Somebody commented last week on a video I'd done and said, why has he battened with a knife when he has a saw? What an idiot. Well, I don't think this person actually got the fact that I'm testing the knife out. I would normally batten through stuff like that with a knife this small. It's just a waste of time. I'd burn it through. I'm testing them. And so far, so good. just to prove there's nothing wrong with the blade and it's still sharp, I'll make a little feather stick.
Oh, good.
Not the best piece of wood. Sharp spine. It's a bit damp. We need another pot hanging out for the fire because three of us are going to be cooking different meals this evening, so we could do with another one. So it's a good opportunity for me to try the knife on some greenwood and a little bit of carving.
No. Still. That wants to be there. And as I say, that's all the way up. It's almost all the way up now. And if it goes.
Fair play, these grinds are shit for cutting up fruit and veg.
It isn't charging, but it's very.
to buy that car. And it's like it's hardly this 50 odd thousand on the clock, and I had £150 for it. And well, that's what testing gets you. You find out what works and what doesn't. So a layered handle won't be going on them, that's a fact. And yes, I can glue it back if I can find it. Well, on closer inspection, the failure was on the paper micarta layer, not the actual glue, the epoxy that kept the layers together. Well, I've made a few with paper micarta, but they've been one with a butt plate, and nothing's going to go wrong with them. But it's good to know, and for you guys who are after one of these, I won't be putting paper micarta on it, I'll be putting proper micarta on, like that stuff, the good stuff. I'm going to glue that back, you won't know that this happened. So, there we are. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. Quick little video explaining all about my Mark 1 Mors Kochanski Tribute knife. Now the knife started off being called the Mors Kochanski Tribute knife, but I have got another one, the Mark 2, so it's now just called the Mark 1. Right, I got two examples to show you, and these are my users. I haven't got any I've made in stock because they basically, as soon as I make them, they go. I haven't got anything in stock. So first of all, I'm going to show you my Mark 1 in 01, which I've had for quite a while. Bear in mind, these are both users. Right, so here is the knife, and this is in 01 carbon steel. It's got 3 lanyard tubes, because if you're familiar with Mors's book, and you read in there, he describes a knife with 3 tubes so you can lash it to a stick for either cutting something up high or cutting grasses for bedding or thatching. So that's where the idea of the 3 tubes come from. It's got a protruding tang, so if you need to hit it with a baton for any reason, if you're splitting wood, that's what the protruding tang is for. I do a 0 Scandi grind on virtually every knife I make, and these are 13 degrees each side. Some people think it's a little bit on the steep side, but let me tell you something, they do not chip. They stay sharp for a long time, and they're very resilient. My knives aren't hunting knives, they are meant for processing wood. The blade is a tad over 4 inches long, and it's got a slight drop in it. It's a very resilient tip, so battening is not a problem at all. And that is the Mark 1. This particular handle is a bit of a signature handle for me. I've done quite a lot of these, and that's a thick orange liner and green canvas micarta on top of it. So that's the knife. Show you the sheath. This is my sheath. It's got skulls on it, and on the back it's got orange, just in case I put it down. Actually, these are just pieces I had left that didn't match, so that's why I used them. Take no notice of that, there's no need for it. This particular one, I've got one of these little toggles on it, and I actually filled both the lanyard holes up front with tinder, but I've used one of them, and I've got a video on that. So yes. And fire cord, survival cord, hangs around the neck like the great man stipulated. Chuck it in your clothes when not in use, you always know it's there. Right, I also do these with a belt hanger. Where's my belt hanger? So this is when I've part made, and these bolt on the back, so you've got a belt hanger. These knives start at £200, and that's for a basic Kydex neck sheath and just a plain micarta handle. I may need to put a liner on it. It depends on how big your hands are, and they start at £200. I may have to put the prices up soon because the price of micarta has gone up. So that's a basic one, and you've got to pay extra for one of them because they're actually quite a bit of work. Now for the next one, which is a variation on the theme, and this is a user of mine as well. So same knife, but this one's a stainless blade and it's slightly thicker. I don't usually do a protruding tang if I do a wooden handle, but it's mine and customer can have whatever they want. So this is an upgraded handle. It's walnut with stainless loveless bolts and a stainless tube and a double liner, and that is mine. And this one is in a dangler sheath with a D-ring, which I clip on a thing on my belt, and I supply these in either a dangler or a belt sheath, and I also do them in a flat leather neck sheath as well. So this particular knife would be considerably more than that one because there's a lot more work and materials gone into it. Right, I hope that's enough information for you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your views, and I always appreciate a thumbs up. Till the next time, ta-ra.